Thank you very much. That was my mission, to bring everyone together so we could all show our respect for the police officer. And I thank you. When I call you, you respond. So now I will call on Rabbi.
Before we start, I'd like for us to have a moment of silence for Officer Rivera and Officer Mora. Can we have a moment of silence? Amen. 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 To our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to our mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, I greet you, Shalom Aleichem, peace be upon you. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'lecho olam, shesheshenu avekehenu mekehenu, toda rabat, toda yah, Baruch Hashem. Blessed be the Lord thy God, King of the universe, creator of all things. Blessed be his name. We thank you, Lord, for the officers of the NYPD. We thank you for this mayor. We thank you for the police commissioner. And we thank you for this precinct. May they be blessed. And I want to say that police officers are written in the Bible. You just didn't become police officers. I want to tell you that we have 3 sections of the Jewish Hebrew Bible. The Talmud, which is a scroll from the rabbis of old. We have the Tanakh, which is the rest of the Bible, and the Torah, which is the first 5 books of Moses. And in each one of the books, it tells us about police officers. When God destroyed the earth and he gave Noah his sons, he gave 7 commandments. The last commandment, if you look at it, it says, you shall create a court system with law and order. Then when we go to the book of Leviticus, the book of Numbers, the book of Deuteronomy, it tells about a system that involves criminal justice, civil, and it says you must have, God demanded Moses to tell the people that we must have police officers to be administrators of the law. So, in other words, what I'm saying to you is that God made you all an angel, all of you all are angels of God. Because he said that you got to administer the law. And you got to take care of the evil that's out there. So your mission is as an angel of God, protecting the community and protecting us from the evil inclination of everyone out there. So we say a prayer. Dear Lord, please keep the evil one away from us. Anyone that have evil designs of our enemies, annul the evil design of our enemies and protect those who protect us. Because without the police officers in this city, we would not have no justice and we would have no protection. And so therefore we ask you, God, to protect each and every one of them. Bless them and keep them safe, dear Lord, so that they can return home to their families just like how we can return home to our families. Yes. And so we ask you for that blessing, dear God. And let no man have an evil design, because God will annul it. Let us keep together in unity and in strength so that nobody can come between us, because together we are one. We are one. And in the Hebrew word, we call it, and they say it twice, Shadat, Shadat, justice, justice. And like Martin Luther King said, justice shall come down like a mighty stream. It roll down like a mighty stream. So therefore, we're going to be together here, and we're going to make sure justice is served with our angels protecting us. Because y'all are angels, and God going to bless you and keep you strength. And one more word about these two officers, because it's our belief that because they were righteous, and they were protecting us from evil, they didn't die in vain death. So in our faith, we believe that these two angels will be bonded in the book of life forever. The book of life forever. Because one day, when we reach that stage, we will see them one day. So let's not forget that. So may God bless us, and may God protect us. And the NYPD, let's keep it strong, and let's protect them also like they protect us. Yes. Thank you very much. God bless.
Shalom. Shalom. So now we'll call my brother to present us, Brother Hunter. And then we have Reverend Armstead, and we're going to call it to the end of our visual. I don't see anyone with a candle, right? Who's on the candle?
Right here, right here.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. First, I give all honor and glory to my Savior and the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without Him, I'm nothing, and I strongly believe that we are nothing. And this is a tragedy, and I'm going to be obedient to the time. I acknowledge all of the officers here. I'm not going to name names because I'm bound to forget someone, and everybody means so much to the community, what you do behind the scenes and on patrol, etc., etc. So I love all of you, and we remain supportive of you. I give acknowledgement to my church, the Bethany Baptist Church, where Pastor Craig Scott Brown Sr. is the pastor, and I want to get into this spoken word. My wife, I love you. And officers, keep doing what you're doing. I wrote this spoken word poem. It's not something that you would be used to, but there was a lot of gun violence over the last year. And I tried to write it to try to get into the mind of the individuals that pull the trigger, that often feel that they're not understood, maybe. Who knows what the reason is. But I wrote this poem called Trigger to try to address it. I don't own the rights to any of the background music you hear, but let me get right to it and be obedient to time. This is Trigger. First Peter 3:10 and 11. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. This is Trigger. 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 As children, it was twinkle, twinkle, little star. And now the twinkle is the flash of the gun muzzle. A wrinkle in time that we wish we could turn the hands back. The societal face slap is there may not be enough defunded cops on the case, as we're often shot down by our own race. By guns made for nothing but violence. Got folks running around reckless. Partly because the caste system that secretly still exists rejects us. Shortage of role models to provide us with a blueprint to allow us to protect us, while society at times does nothing but heckle us. Trigger. I wouldn't mind it if so many weren't so close-minded with the tunnel vision that creates a division, as they all play the Monday morning quarterback with actions that show they really don't have your back. And grown folks, don't get miffed, because you can't remote learn this. Our youth are being left to their own choices by some that are led by the voices they now in their head, especially the ones that say, therapy isn't for me. I'll be good on my own. As they deal with the various threats to their imaginary throne of that street corner. Trigger. Feeling the weight of the world on your shoulder and no one to have told you about the mistakes they made along their way. So now it's considered in style to choose to fire the projectile that comes out of the chamber that can claim a mother, a daughter, a sister. Remember the song, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, Trigger. A brother that now has to duck for cover, yet he wasn't involved in the circle of your situation, so it's not his burden to bear. While the pressure of being in a nation that gives a feeling of being outmanned and outgunned can become too much for anyone to bear. You're not the animal they suspect, more than a suspect or a person of interest, but the twist is, behind the closed door with the rusted hinges, your deep down desire is to be as gentle as a lamb. Behind the closed door with the rusted hinges, your wish to survive without violence binges. But behind those closed doors with those rusted hinges, so much hinges on that split-second trigger choice you just made. All because someone wanting the same protection from the heat of the street may have stepped in your shade. Trigger. Deep down, we all get afraid of what comes next. The fear of not knowing what awaits you can make you fear your fellow man. And sadly, make you pull the trigger of that gun that now rests in the palm of your hand. While all you really need is for someone to simply say, I understand. Know what it is to pour out their drink in recognition of the homies that didn't make it. Trigger. Understand that it's not a game to witness a woman get shot at point-blank range. The shooting of our women in rollers with strollers at bus stops has got to stop. The drive-bys that cause parents to say bye to their child prematurely creates a distasteful seasoning to our young men and women's taste buds as they try to swallow what life has dished to them. And it's not the breakfast of champions. Trigger. Many won't understand why you take the stand you do. It's a declaration of your independence from a system you believe is corrupt, one that has minimized your pride while others are still eating, and why it's so hard to have a meeting of these minds. It's horrific, and these bullets are not gender specific. Far from terrific that a child won't see another birthday due to a bullet meant for you or me. And what the heck did we expect? Trigger. What's not in dispute is how the economic inequalities contribute to the birthing of the mental deformities. The enormities of what's actually needed isn't recognized, while the smoke from the mirror gets in our eyes and makes us choke and be blinded by the illusion of the thought process our youth are using. It's confusing enough without a knee on their neck due to lack of respect. Develops an anger that can also load the trigger. Yet, sadly, it's not the silencer or equalizer you would have hoped for. Trigger. Young men and women being denied a level playing field orchestrates the mistrust of those with a gun, a badge, and a shield. Then there's the pressure applied by the undeserved, those that were graded on the curve on their come up. Here, it's easy to get fed up, give up on a dream that at one time had no ceiling. Yeah, I know the feeling. Maybe there are no prayer warriors on your street corner. Maybe support systems are out of order. This is the type of stuff that can turn a prince back into a frog due to the nasty comments on a blog. It's not fair that some of your own foot soldiers do nothing but inflate you with hot air and pretend, build you up it seems, only to then knock the beams of support from your foundation. Young men feel downtrodden because they feel forgotten, hopeless because they fear hope has left. But I ask you, think about the sorrow. If we knew we were all going to get killed tomorrow, what would you want to get off your chest? Perhaps always having to wear that bulletproof vest. What if you knew in advance you only had one day left? I'm still trying to figure why you pulled the trigger. Trigger. I know you'll probably say, what